This car sat locked away for 42 years?
Because my husband gave away our son.
And this Corvette was there?
The adoption papers are still inside.
Wait, your son never knew?
Today, I want him to know we loved him.
Some cars are not abandoned because people forget the road. They are abandoned because the road once led to a choice that broke an entire family. The brown Corvette Stingray C3 had been sitting inside a locked garage behind a small house outside Macon, Georgia for exactly 42 years. Dust covered the long hood, the brown paint had faded into a dull copper shade, and the tires had sunk slightly into the cracked concrete floor. Old boxes were stacked against the walls, yellowed newspapers leaned near the bumper, and a thin line of sunlight slipped through a broken window every afternoon, landing across the windshield like the car was still waiting for someone to come back. Even after decades of silence, the Corvette still looked powerful. The sharp nose, curved fenders, low roofline, and aggressive stance made it feel like a machine built for freedom. But inside that garage, it did not feel free. It felt trapped. To the neighbors, it was just an old sports car owned by an old woman who never talked about her past. But to Evelyn Carter, the 86-year-old woman sitting in a wheelchair by the garage door, that Corvette was the last place her family was whole before one impossible decision tore it apart. Back in the late 1970s, the Corvette belonged to Evelyn's husband, Thomas. He was a young mechanic with big hands, a loud laugh, and the kind of confidence that made people believe everything would be okay, even when it clearly was not. Thomas bought the brown Stingray used from a traveling salesman who needed cash fast, and from the moment he drove it home, Evelyn said the car looked too wild for their quiet little life. But Thomas loved it. Every Sunday evening, after Evelyn finished her shift at the hospital, he would pick her up in the Corvette, roof panels off, engine rumbling, and drive her down empty Georgia roads while she leaned back and let the warm air move across her face. They were young, broke, and happy in the way people are before life starts asking them for things they cannot afford to give. Then Evelyn became pregnant. At first, Thomas was overjoyed. He painted the nursery himself, bought tiny shoes, and told everyone his son would grow up riding in the Corvette beside him. But the happiness did not last. Thomas lost his job after the repair shop closed. Evelyn's medical bills grew after complications during the pregnancy. Rent was late, the bank called every week, and when their baby boy, Samuel, was born premature and fragile, the hospital bills became more than they could survive. Evelyn wanted to fight. Thomas wanted to fight too, but fear changed him. His older sister and her wealthy husband offered to adopt the baby, promising Samuel would have medicine, security, private doctors, and a life Thomas and Evelyn could not provide. Evelyn refused at first. She screamed, she begged. She said poverty was not a reason to give away a child. But Thomas believed love meant sacrifice, even if that sacrifice destroyed him. One rainy morning in 1982, Thomas drove Evelyn and baby Samuel